I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. The vast field before you is a living tapestry of flowers that seem painted by divine hands. Each flower vibrates in shades of lilac, gold, and deep blue, as if they carry the secret of the universe in their petals. The air is filled with a subtle scent, a mix of freshly picked lavender, sun-warmed honey, and a hint of something unnameable, a fragrance that seems to evoke memories of a home lost in another life. The ground beneath your feet is soft, covered in grass that glows faintly, as if it has captured fallen stars the night before. When you move, the ground emits an almost imperceptible sound, like the rustling of dry leaves in a distant autumn, a delicate melody that harmonizes with the breeze that dances around you. The trees surrounding the field are tall and graceful, their trunks pulsing with a golden light that seems to run beneath the bark like rivers of living energy. The leaves are made of crystal, each reflecting the sky above with perfect precision, and when the breeze passes by, they emit a sound reminiscent of carefully struck glass bells, creating music that invades your soul with an unshakable calm. In the center of this field, Saint Germain stands, a figure that appears to be both part of the landscape and something beyond it. His violet robe moves as if it has its own consciousness, flowing in a gentle rhythm, as if in tune with the breath of the wind. The fabric has a texture that your eyes can almost feel, something between the softest velvet and liquid light. His presence doesn't just fill the space. It transforms the environment. The air around him feels denser, almost palpable, as if every molecule is charged with purpose and love. His skin has a light glow, a gold that is not a reflection of light, but a luminescence of its own, as if he were made from the essence of the sun at dawn. Then he starts moving his hands, and you can almost hear the sound that accompanies his gestures. It's like the crackle of a distant campfire, mixed with the hum of gentle electrical energy. He draws symbols in the air, lines that glow with shades of blue and gold, each one pulsing like a heart. The symbols feel alive, vibrating at a frequency that resonates with your own body. You feel every stroke like a wave of heat that starts in your chest and spreads to your fingertips. Around him, the air itself changes. Tiny specks of light begin to emerge, floating like fireflies, but each emitting a crystal clear sound as they move. The particles coalesce with the symbols he draws, creating complex patterns that swirl and dance, like a celestial ballet in slow motion. And then you notice the touch of that energy. It doesn't just surround you. It penetrates your skin, reaching something deep inside you. It's hot, but not like the heat of a flame. It is a heat that heals, like the first ray of sunlight on a cold day, bringing life and hope. With every gesture from Saint Germain, the surrounding field seems to respond. The flowers open wider, revealing inner petals that sparkle like precious stones. The trees emit a more intense light, and the sound of the crystalline bells becomes stronger, almost like an invisible orchestra accompanying the creation unfolding before you. At this moment, everything around you, the field, the trees, the light, and even yourself, becomes part of the dance. There is no separation between Saint Germain and the world around it. He is the creator, but he is also the creation. And you, by observing and feeling, realize that you are an essential part of this eternal flow. So, You feel in your heart that it vibrates when you feel Saint Germain in this vast field, illuminated by a soft, golden light, which seems to come from everywhere. His violet robe continues to flutter as if wind and gravity dance at his command. You notice he's not just standing still. He draws with his hands in the air, traces of energy that form sparkling symbols and vibrate in shades of blue and golden. You vibrate and say, "I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires." As you approach, he smiles serenely. His voice is calm, but it reverberates with an inexplicable power. "You are a perfect being," he says, while writing the phrase in the air, "I am light." This statement shines toward the sky and dissolves, transforming into stars. As the words, "I am light," ascend into the sky, you feel as if the universe has stopped for a moment to watch. Each letter, formed by sparkling light, dissolves into stars that gently explode, leaving a golden trail that dances in the air like cosmic dust. This dust gently descends, landing on your skin and bringing a feeling of welcoming warmth, as if the universe itself is enveloping you in a hug. Saint Germain steps forward, his magnetic presence making every detail of the moment even more alive. The sound of his voice reverberates within you, not as a simple vibration, but as a wave that awakens something dormant within you. "The light you see," he continues, "is not mine alone, it's yours too. Everything great in the cosmos exists in you." With a slow and fluid gesture, he draws another phrase in the air, "I am infinite love." This time, the words take the form of bright petals that spread across the field, transforming the air into a spectacle of soft colors, pink, gold, and deep blue. The petals swirl around you, touching your hands and face, each leaving a sweet, subtle scent, like nectar and orange blossom. Saint Germain then raises his right hand, and the field around him begins to change. Flowers in the distance rise taller, their petals opening completely to reveal centers that shine like tiny suns. The sound of the breeze passing through the leaves of the trees turns into a melody, a hymn that seems to echo within your own soul. He looks at you again, his smile widened by the serenity of someone who sees infinity in every moment. He whispers, "I am the creator of my reality." As he says this, the ground beneath your feet begins to glow, and you realize that you are standing on a perfect mirror, which reflects not only the sky above, but also the glow that begins to emanate from within you. "See," he says, pointing to the reflection. In the mirror, you see images of yourself in different moments, some happy, some difficult, but all interconnected by a golden light that connects each version of you. Everything you were and will be exists here within this light. And that light is you. He holds out both hands, inviting you closer. When you touch your hands, you feel an energy that cannot be described by words. It's as if love itself, in its purest form, flows from him to you. Instantly, you feel something expand within you, a flame that grows, bringing a sense of courage, gratitude, and peace. Finally, he writes the last affirmation in the air. "I am the violet flame of transformation." The words dance and intertwine until they form a spiral of violet light that rises to the heavens, transforming the space above into a pulsating galaxy. All around you, the entire countryside responds, and you feel like you are in perfect harmony with everything: the trees, the flowers, the stars, and the energy of Saint Germain. He smiles once more, and as the violet light envelopes him, he says, "Always remember, you are light, you are love, and you are the creator of your own universe." And then, in the blink of an eye, he dissolves into the light, but his presence remains like a living flame in your heart. Suddenly you realize that every word he utters is not just said but also felt. "I am infinite love," he continues, and a warmth invades your chest, as if you are enveloped in an invisible embrace. All around, flowers begin to appear in the field, each one exuding a delicate and unique scent. Every word of Saint Germain resonates with you like an ancient melody, deeply familiar but one you've never heard before. When he says, "I am infinite love," it's not just sound, it's vibration, it's life. The heat in your chest grows, radiating through your body like a river of golden light, flowing through your veins. It's as if your heart has opened, letting out all the doubt and fear, to be filled only with peace and certainty. All around, the field begins to change. Flowers sprout from the ground as if awakening from a deep sleep. First, small buds appear shyly, but soon open in an explosion of colors. There are flowers in shades of violet so intense that they seem to capture the night sky itself, while others exude a golden glow, like sun rays concentrated in delicate petals. Among them, white flowers stand out, their purity reflecting the light around them, almost blinding in their simplicity. You smell the perfume in the air. Each flower has a unique scent. Some have a sweet touch like wild honey, while others exude freshness like dew at dawn. There is also an earthy note, warm and familiar, like rain falling on dry land. The air around you seems to pulse with life. Your every breath mingles with this divine scent, taking your mind into a state of deep peace. Saint Germain watches you with a calm smile, and it seems like he feels this transformation too. "Love is the seed of everything," he says, and with a gentle gesture of his hand, the flowers around him begin to move. They don't bend in the wind. They dance, as if in tune with his words. The petals flutter slightly, emitting a soft glow, while glistening drops of nectar fall from their centers, forming small streams of liquid light that spread across the field. You reach out and touch one of these flowers. The texture is soft, like silk warmed in the sun, but at the same time, it feels like the flower pulses beneath your fingers, as if it had a heart of its own. When you touch it, you feel something else, a connection, as if that flower were part of you and you were part of it. "The love you feel now," Saint Germain continues, his voice low and full of reverence, "is not just mine or the universe's. It is yours. It always has been." He extends his hand toward you, inviting you to hold the light emanating from him. And when you accept it, you feel that every flower, every scent, every ray of light and every word he utters intertwine within you, becoming one. The entire field pulses in unison with his heart, and you realize that the infinite love he proclaims is not just something you feel. It is something that one is. At this moment, you are not just on the field. You are the field, the flowers, the light, and even the voice of Saint Germain, echoing in every part of its essence. Then he reaches out and touches your hand, and a circle of energy forms around you. He says, looking deep into her eyes, "I am the creator of my reality." The ground begins to vibrate slightly, as if the earth is recognizing the strength of your intention. When Saint Germain touches your hand, it is as if the entire universe connects through an invisible thread that unites the two of you. Your hand is warm, but not ordinary warm. It's a feeling of pulsing life, as if the energy of the cosmos is flowing directly into you. The touch is soft but firm, transmitting a strength that seems to disarm any doubts that still remained in your heart. All around you, the air begins to glow with golden particles, slowly rotating until it forms a circle of pure energy. It is made of light in constant movement, a dance of colors that ranges from gold to deep violet. You feel a slight electricity in the air, as if every atom around you is vibrating at a higher frequency. There is a low hum, almost like the sound of a distant mantra, and it echoes within you, harmonizing your breathing with the pulse of that circle. Saint Germain fixes his gaze on you, and his eyes seem to contain entire galaxies, slowly rotating, mesmerizing. There is a quiet power in his presence, as if he were the axis of the universe. "I am the creator of my reality," he says, each word loaded with intention. Your voice reverberates through the circle of energy, and you feel the physical impact of these words, like waves that pass through your body, resonating in your mind and heart. Then the ground beneath your feet begins to vibrate. It's not a threatening vibration, but a sense of awakening, as if the earth itself is responding to his command. The previously motionless grass begins to move slightly, its blades glowing with a greenish light that pulses in sync with the circle. Stones around you seem to come to life, their surfaces reflecting the light that now emanates from you. You feel something emerge from the ground, not something physical, but a force, a presence. It is as if the earth is recognizing your intention and responding to it. Every step you have taken up to this moment seems to converge here, in this single instant of creation. The earth hears your intention, Saint Germain continues, because you and it are one. When you believe, it shapes the world to reflect your truth. As you look around, you notice subtle changes. On the horizon, mountains rise, their surfaces glowing with shades of gold and silver. The sky, once just blue, is now covered in streaks of light that dance like auroras. The energy of the circle grows, enveloping not just you but the entire field, until it feels like space itself is alive and vibrating with your intention. Saint Germain still holds your hand, and you feel something emerge from within you. It's as if a portal has been opened in your chest, releasing a light that was previously dormant. "I am the creator of my reality," he repeats, but now you realize it's your own voice echoing alongside his. The words come out of you with absolute certainty, as if they were a truth that was always there, waiting to be discovered. The circle of energy pulses once again, sending a wave of golden light spreading across the field, touching everything around it. When the wave reaches you, you feel perfect alignment between your body, your mind, and your soul. It's as if, for the first time, you are completely in harmony with the world and with yourself. Saint Germain lets go of his hand, but the energy remains. He smiles with a look that says without words, "Now you know." The ground still vibrates, but now it's like a song, a melody that celebrates your ability to create, transform, and be anything you want. The whole world seems to be waiting for the next step of your intention. Finally, he closes his eyes and says the last statement, "I am the violet flame of transformation." At that moment, everything around you turns into a dance of violet lights, and you feel a deep feeling of lightness, as if all weights and doubts have melted away. Saint Germain closes his eyes with a serenity that seems to attract all the energy around him. His words, "I am the violet flame of transformation," echo like soft thunder, but instead of frightening, they envelop you in a wave of absolute calm. The surrounding light intensifies, transforming the field into a living ocean of violet hues, each color deeper, more vibrant, and infinite than the last. The moment the affirmation is spoken, the air fills with a gentle warmth, like the touch of a cloud-filtered ray of sunshine. The violet energy around you is not just visible. You feel its texture, its light, almost ethereal, but at the same time palpable, like the touch of a feather on the skin. She dances through space, forming intricate patterns that resemble spirals and constellations, each movement carrying a message that seems to whisper directly to your soul. You are change. You are rebirth. The ground beneath your feet dissolves, but not into emptiness. It transforms into liquid light, a gently flowing river of violet energy, carrying you. There is no fear, just a calm surrender, as if this river knows exactly where it should take you. You feel your feet lifting off the ground, floating slightly, as every part of your body seems to let go of an invisible weight you didn't even know you were carrying. Above you, the sky transforms into a kaleidoscope of violet stars, rotating in a harmonious rhythm. There's a music in the air, something you don't just hear but feel. It's a sound that seems to combine the hum of the stars, the breath of the wind, and the pulsation of the universe itself. Each note penetrates your essence, undoing doubts, fears, and limitations that previously seemed impossible to overcome. The feeling of lightness deepens. It's as if every cell in your body is being purified, renewed, filled with an energy that is not only powerful, but also loving. Your hands, once heavy with the effort of everyday life, now glow with a soft shade of violet, as if your every movement were part of this cosmic dance. Saint Germain opens his eyes slowly, and when he does, it's as if the entire universe is looking at you. His eyes now emanate pure violet light, like two miniature suns, radiating warmth and understanding. "You are the transformation I sought," he says, and his words are not just heard. They become part of you, etched into every fiber of your being. As the dance of lights around you begins to slow down, you realize that something has profoundly changed. It's not just the field or the light, and your breathing is lighter, your mind is clearer, and your heart beats with a quiet strength, as if each beat says, "I am enough, I am complete." Finally, Saint Germain holds out his hands, and the violet light around him gathers into a single flame, gently pulsing like a heart. He places it before you, saying, "This flame is yours. It always was. Use it to illuminate the world and yourself." The flame enters you, merging with your being, and as Saint Germain slowly disappears, you realize that the violet flame is no longer outside of you. It is you. And as you look around, the world seems brighter, more alive, as if it has been transformed by your new presence. You are no longer carrying weights. You are enlightened, free, ready to create the life you have always wanted. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. The words reverberate in the air like a living mantra, echoing among the golden trees and violet flowers around you. Each repetition of the verse, "I am a being of violet fire, I am the purity that God desires," seems to gain more strength, as if the universe itself were responding to the call. The first time you speak the words, a violet flame appears before you, dancing gently, as if it has a consciousness of its own. She is both warm and comfortable, her soft glow caressing your skin like the touch of a silk veil. The sound the flame emits is like the whisper of wind through crystals, a melody that resonates directly in your heart. In the second repetition, the flame grows and multiplies. Suddenly, you are surrounded by small swirls of violet fire that move around you, forming a protective circle. They do not burn but purify. You feel as if something heavy and old is being released from within you. Thoughts, fears, and doubts that no longer belong to your essence. The air around you becomes lighter, clearer, as these dense energies dissolve into the glow of flames. On the third repetition, the transformation takes place. The flames are now not just all around you, they are inside you. Every cell in your body seems to be touched by this purifying energy, which warms you in a comforting way, like the embrace of eternal love. You feel a force arise, something that is not aggressive but unshakable, like the deep roots of an ancient tree. The trees and flowers around you begin to respond to your mantra. The crystal leaves of the trees shine more brightly, reflecting the violet flames like living mirrors. The flowers around you open their petals completely, releasing perfumes that mix notes of jasmine, lavender, and something even deeper, an aroma that reminds you of eternity. You feel the earth beneath your feet pulsate, as if in harmony with the violet fire within you. The sky above begins to change, filled with soft clouds that emanate violet, gold, and white light, forming patterns that seem to dance to the rhythm of your mantra. The words continue to echo even after you stop saying them, as if the universe is now singing along. I am a being of violet fire, I am the purity that God desires, becomes a truth engraved in your essence. Not just something you say, but something you are. Doubts disappeared. Fears were transformed. All that remains is the certainty of your connection with the divine source, an eternal fire that never goes out. And as you breathe deeply, enveloped by the flame and the peace it brought, you realize, this fire doesn't just purify, He renews. You are a new being, one with the flame, one with the divine love that has always been within you. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. The violet fire now pulses within you like a heart, radiating waves of gentle heat that not only touch your skin but reach the very core of your soul. You feel the light expand, filling every corner of your being, dissolving old patterns, healing emotional scars, and revealing a clarity you have never experienced before. It's as if you're seeing the world for the first time with fresh eyes. The field around you responds to your transformation. The circle of violet fire that surrounded him began to widen, touching the earth and sky, as if it was connecting all parts of the universe. The trees vibrate gently, and their crystal leaves reflect patterns of light that feel like ancient stories, secrets of the cosmos that you can now understand. The flowers, once simply beautiful, now seem to emanate a silent wisdom, as if each petal contained a fragment of creation. You realize that the violet flame is not only a spiritual presence, but also a tool. With an instinctive gesture, you extend your hands and realize you can shape it. The energy responds to your touch, creating shapes, spirals, and figures that glow and disappear, each carrying intentions that seem to arise directly from your heart. Saint Germain reappears in the distance, his figure surrounded by an even more intense glow, as if he were following his evolution with reverence. He walks towards it, and where his feet touch the ground, small violet flowers instantly sprout, leaving a trail of life wherever he goes. "Now you understand," he says, his voice filled with gratitude and power. The violet fire is not just transformation, but creation. It is the force that allows you to shape your reality, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. He raises one hand and, with a graceful movement, points to the horizon. You follow his gaze and see the field transform again. Crystal mountains emerge, their surfaces shining with reflections of violet and golden light. Rivers of liquid light begin to flow, snaking across the field, connecting like pulsing veins of energy. And in the sky, constellations begin to take shape, each star appearing to sing a single note, composing a celestial symphony. "This is the world you can create," he continues, "a reflection of your soul in its purest form. The violet flame gives you the power to transmute the old and bring in the new. Your every intention, when aligned with love and truth, manifests here and now. You feel a new force arise within you, but it is not a heavy or difficult to control force. It is light like the wind, but at the same time unshakable, like the roots of the mountains in front of you. As you look at your hands, you notice that they now glow with the same violet light that was once outside of you. Now you and the flame are one. "I am a being of violet fire," you whisper again, but this time, the words seem to shape the space around you. Each syllable brings a surge of energy, cleansing and rebuilding. The fire within you expands into the world, touching the sky, the earth, and every living thing that shares this moment with you. Saint Germain watches him, his expression full of serenity. "You're ready," he says. "Ready to carry the flame, to transform and to create. Use it wisely, and it will never go out." With these words, he begins to dissolve into light, leaving only a last echo of his voice. "You are the flame itself. Never forget." When it disappears, you realize that the field, the sky, and even the violet fire are now part of you. And as you breathe deeply, you feel like you are ready to walk through the world, not just carrying the flame, but being it, a living force of transformation, love, and infinite creation. The violet fire now pulses within you like a heart, radiating waves of gentle heat that not only touch your skin but reach the very core of your soul. You feel the light expand, filling every corner of your being, dissolving old patterns, healing emotional scars, and revealing a clarity you have never experienced before. It's as if you're seeing the world for the first time, with fresh eyes. The field around you responds to your transformation. The circle of violet fire that surrounded him began to widen, touching the earth and sky, as if it was connecting all parts of the universe. The trees vibrate gently, and their crystal leaves reflect patterns of light that feel like ancient stories, secrets of the cosmos that you can now understand. The flowers, once simply beautiful, now seem to emanate a silent wisdom, as if each petal contained a fragment of creation. You realize that the violet flame is not only a spiritual presence, but also a tool. With an instinctive gesture, you extend your hands and realize you can shape it. The energy responds to your touch, creating shapes, spirals, and figures that glow and disappear, each carrying intentions that seem to arise directly from your heart. Saint Germain reappears in the distance, his figure surrounded by an even more intense glow, as if he were following his evolution with reverence. He walks towards it, and where his feet touch the ground, small violet flowers instantly sprout, leaving a trail of life wherever he goes. "Now you understand," he says, his voice filled with gratitude and power. The violet fire is not just transformation, but creation. It is the force that allows you to shape your reality, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. He raises one hand and, with a graceful movement, points to the horizon. You follow his gaze and see the field transform again. Crystal mountains emerge, their surfaces shining with reflections of violet and golden light. Rivers of liquid light begin to flow, snaking across the field, connecting like pulsing veins of energy. And in the sky, constellations begin to take shape, each star appearing to sing a single note, composing a celestial symphony. "This is the world you can create," he continues, "a reflection of your soul in its purest form. The violet flame gives you the power to transmute the old and bring in the new. Your every intention, when aligned with love and truth, manifests here and now. You feel a new force arise within you, but it is not a heavy or difficult to control force. It is light like the wind, but at the same time unshakable, like the roots of the mountains in front of you. As you look at your hands, you notice that they now glow with the same violet light that was once outside of you. Now you and the flame are one. "I am a being of violet fire," you whisper again, but this time the words seem to shape the space around you. Each syllable brings a surge of energy, cleansing and rebuilding. The fire within you expands into the world, touching the sky, the earth, and every living thing that shares this moment with you. Saint Germain watches him, his expression full of serenity. "You're ready," he says, "ready to carry the flame, to transform and to create. Use it wisely, and it will never go out." With these words, he begins to dissolve into light, leaving only a last echo of his voice. "You are the flame itself. Never forget." When it disappears, you realize that the field, the sky, and even the violet fire are now part of you. And as you breathe deeply, you feel like you are ready to walk through the world, not just carrying the flame, but being it, a living force of transformation, love, and infinite creation. "I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires." The violet fire now pulses within you like a heart, radiating waves of gentle heat that not only touch your skin but reach the very core of your soul. You feel the light expand, filling every corner of your being, dissolving old patterns, healing emotional scars, and revealing a clarity you have never experienced before. It's as if you're seeing the world for the first time, with fresh eyes. The field around you responds to your transformation. The circle of violet fire that surrounded him began to widen, touching the earth and sky, as if it was connecting all parts of the universe. The trees vibrate gently, and their crystal leaves reflect patterns of light that feel like ancient stories, secrets of the cosmos that you can now understand. The flowers, once simply beautiful, now seem to emanate a silent wisdom, as if each petal contained a fragment of creation. You realize that the violet flame is not only a spiritual presence, but also a tool. With an instinctive gesture, you extend your hands and realize you can shape it. The energy responds to your touch, creating shapes, spirals, and figures that glow and disappear, each carrying intentions that seem to arise directly from your heart. Saint Germain reappears in the distance, his figure surrounded by an even more intense glow, as if he were following his evolution with reverence. He walks towards it, and where his feet touch the ground, small violet flowers instantly sprout, leaving a trail of life wherever he goes. "Now you understand," he says, his voice filled with gratitude and power. The violet fire is not just transformation, but creation. It is the force that allows you to shape your reality, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. He raises one hand and, with a graceful movement, points to the horizon. You follow his gaze and see the field transform again. Crystal mountains emerge, their surfaces shining with reflections of violet and golden light. Rivers of liquid light begin to flow, snaking across the field, connecting like pulsing veins of energy. And in the sky, constellations begin to take shape, each star appearing to sing a single note, composing a celestial symphony. "This is the world you can create," he continues, "a reflection of your soul in its purest form. The violet flame gives you the power to transmute the old and bring in the new. Your every intention, when aligned with love and truth, manifests here and now. You feel a new force arise within you, but it is not a heavy or difficult to control force. It is light like the wind, but at the same time unshakable, like the roots of the mountains in front of you. As you look at your hands, you notice that they now glow with the same violet light that was once outside of you. Now you and the flame are one. "I am a being of violet fire," you whisper again, but this time, the words seem to shape the space around you. Each syllable brings a surge of energy, cleansing and rebuilding. The fire within you expands into the world, touching the sky, the earth, and every living thing that shares this moment with you. Saint Germain watches him, his expression full of serenity. "You're ready," he says. "Ready to carry the flame, to transform and to create. Use it wisely, and it will never go out." With these words, he begins to dissolve into light, leaving only a last echo of his voice. You are the flame itself. Never forget. When it disappears, you realize that the field, the sky, and even the violet fire are now part of you. And as you breathe deeply, you feel like you are ready to walk through the world, not just carrying the flame, but being it, a living force of transformation, love, and infinite creation. "I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires." You remain standing, alone but not lonely, feeling the presence of Saint Germain pulsing within you. The violet flame, which previously seemed like something external, is now inseparable from your essence. Your every breath is a reaffirmation of your new reality. I am the violet flame. I am the purity that God desires. The countryside around you continues to vibrate with life, but now everything seems sharper. The flowers radiate an energy you can almost touch, each petal emanating subtle waves that intertwine with yours. The sky, once a backdrop, has become a stage of dancing lights that seem to respond to your own inner vibration. You feel a connection to everything: the ground beneath your feet, the air that fills your lungs, the stars that twinkle overhead. Suddenly you realize that your steps create something new. Every time you touch the ground, small circles of violet light form, spreading like ripples on the surface of a lake. Wherever you walk, the landscape changes. Ancient trees bloom again, renewed by the touch of your energy. Previously silent rivers begin to sing, their clear waters reflecting the violet glow emanating from you. In the distance, a bridge of light begins to form, made of particles that shine like diamonds in the sunlight. Instinctively, you know this path will take you forward, to a place where you can use everything you've learned. Each step towards the bridge is light, as if gravity no longer had the same weight. Your soul is light, free, and full of purpose. When you place your foot on the bridge, it gently vibrates beneath you, as if it were alive, guiding you. The horizon begins to change again. It is no longer the field you left, but something new, something you feel you have created with your own energy. A vast space opens up in front of you, full of possibilities. The sky shines with every color you can imagine, and each color seems to carry a meaning. Healing, love, strength, transformation. The violet flame within you pulses more intensely, as if it were expanding to fill this new world. And then you hear Saint Germain's voice again, not from outside, but from within you. Now you understand. You are not just a reflection of this universe. You are the creator. And what you create is a reflection of who you choose to be. These words resonate deeply, and you realize you are ready to give shape to your intention. As you extend your hands, lights begin to emerge, floating around you, ready to shape themselves to your thoughts and desires. With a simple thought, you create a garden, full of trees and flowers that seem to whisper melodies of gratitude. With another, it forms a crystal-clear lake, where each wave reflects the perfection of its intention. You realize that you are not only creating beauty but also healing. Somewhere far away, you feel your light reaching people you don't even know. They feel comfort, strength, a subtle renewal in their lives. It's as if the violet flame is connecting you to everything and everyone, dissolving barriers and bringing transformation. Finally, you stop and look around. Everything around you is a reflection of your new reality, an expression of the love and purity that you now carry. The flame within you burns steadily, as a constant reminder of who you are and what you can do. As you take one last step onto the bridge, you feel the ground firm beneath your feet, but it is no longer the same ground you once knew. It is a world you shaped, a space where transformation never ends, where every thought, every intention, has the power to create something wonderful. And so, you move forward, carrying the violet flame not as a weight but as an eternal light, guiding you and all who cross your path to a new beginning, to a reality where love. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. As you cross the bridge completely, you feel a new energy arise, as if each step is taking you deeper into your own essence. The terrain is different now, a mix of landscapes that seem to have been sculpted by love itself. There are mountains covered in golden mist, lakes so clear that they reflect not only the sky, but also the violet flame that pulses within them. Every part of this place feels alive, vibrating in harmony with your presence. In the distance, a large portal of light begins to take shape. It is made of pulsating energy, a mixture of violet, gold, and white, slowly turning like the gears of a cosmic clock. The portal emits a subtle melody, like the sound of harps played by invisible hands, echoing a silent but irresistible invitation. You know you are destined to cross it. Before reaching the portal, you stop for a moment to look around. The trees next to you are tall and majestic, with trunks that seem to be made of crystal and leaves that dance in the wind, emitting their own light. You touch one of these trees, and the texture is cold but comforting, as if it is alive and recognizes your touch. When you touch her, you feel an exchange of energy. Something ancient and wise flows from her to you, and something new and vibrant flows from you to her. The air around you is pure, with a freshness that fills your lungs and soul. There are aromas in the room, a touch of lavender mixed with jasmine and something deeper, reminiscent of wet earth and old wood. Every breath is a balm, a reminder that you are exactly where you need to be. You take the first step towards the portal. As you get closer, he seems to grow, as if adjusting to your presence. Within it, you see a glimpse of something beyond. Unfamiliar yet familiar landscapes, as if they are parts of you that have yet to be discovered. It is a calling not just to explore, but to integrate all that you are. When you step through the portal, a wave of energy surrounds you. It's not a shock, but a gentle wave of warmth, like sunrise touching your skin after a cold night. The light around you pulses in sync with your breathing, and you feel every cell in your body vibrating in harmony with this new frequency. On the other side, you find a vast open space, a place that seems to have been custom made for you. In the center, there is an altar of light, floating lightly above the ground. Above it, a violet flame burns with a calm intensity, like an eternal candle that never goes out. You feel that this flame is the heart of this place, the physical manifestation of the energy that now resides within you. You approach the altar, and the flame seems to respond, growing and pulsing to the rhythm of your heart. When you reach out to touch it, the flame merges with your energy, not burning, but enveloping you in a blanket of heat and light. In that moment, you realize that this is not just a flame of transformation. It is a flame of creation. A soft, familiar voice echoes around you. It's not Saint Germain, but something deeper, as if the universe itself is speaking through you. You are now the keeper of the flame. Everything you touch, you will transform. Whatever you imagine, you will create. Use it wisely, as it is your connection to the infinite. The words sink into your soul, and you feel a deep peace. You're not just in a new place. You are a new being. The portal is still behind you, but now you know you can go through it whenever you want. This space is not just a destination. It is an extension of your own consciousness, a place you can always return to create, transform, and find renewal. With one last look at the flame now fused within you, you step forward, ready to take that energy back into the world. Every step you take is a reminder that you are the light, you are the love, and most of all, you are the violet fire that transforms everything around you. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. With the violet flame now integrated within you, The world around you adjusts, as if reality itself is welcoming your new essence. Every step you take seems to echo across vast dimensions, sending waves of transformative energy everywhere. You feel like you are not just walking on physical ground, but walking through an invisible web that connects everything and everyone. As you progress, the scenery around you transforms into a vast cosmos, where stars shine like jewels hanging from infinite velvet. They flash in shades of gold and violet, creating constellations that dance, forming patterns that speak to your soul. You realize that each star is not distant, but connected to you, pulsing in sync with your heart. Suddenly, a river of liquid light appears before you, winding through space like a living path. It shines with an almost mesmerizing intensity, and you feel a calling to follow it. When you put your feet in the river, it doesn't behave like water. Rather, it is like walking on pure energy, which gently molds beneath your steps. The river vibrates with a melody that echoes old memories, as if telling stories of all the times you have been part of the violet flame. As it follows the course of the river, figures begin to emerge along the banks, made of pure light. They have human shapes, but are not limited by physical contours. Each figure glows with a unique intensity, and you realize that these are souls connected to you in some way. Some smile in recognition, while others just watch with curiosity. You feel like you are being guided towards something greater, something that transcends what once seemed possible. The river ends in a great celestial square, where a city of light rises. It is no ordinary city. It is a living architecture, made of crystals that vibrate and emit soft tones. Each building seems to tell a story, each detail reflecting the perfection of pure intentions. In the center of the square, there is a large spiral of violet light, rising to the heavens and connecting with the stars. You feel like this is the heart of the universe, the point where all creation begins. A figure appears in front of you, a serene, familiar presence. Saint Germain returns, but now he is even more luminous, as if he has become one with the flame you now carry. He smiles and approaches, extending his hand in a gesture of gratitude and respect. "You've arrived where many only dream of being," he says, his voice echoing in harmony with the melody of the place. This is the nexus, the point where all possibilities exist. Here you can tap into the infinite power of creation and spread the flame wherever you need it. He guides you to the spiral of light in the center of the square. As you get closer, you feel the energy intensify, not in an oppressive way, but like a warm, welcoming hug. "Touch the spiral," he says, "and feel your connection to all that is." When you reach out, the spiral responds, sending a flow of energy that passes through you like a gentle wave, filling you with visions and sensations. You see worlds being formed, realities being shaped, and you realize that all of this is within the reach of your intention. Every choice you make, every thought you send into the cosmos will have the power to create, heal, and transform. Saint Germain watches silently as you feel this force, its presence assuring you that you are ready. He speaks one last time before disappearing in a beam of light. "Remember, the flame is a responsibility, but also a gift. Use it to bring light where there is darkness, love where there is fear, and transformation where there is stagnation. Now, go out and be the change the universe is waiting for." When it disappears, you feel the spiral integrate with you even more. The way back opens, but you know it will never be the same. You carry the violet flame not as a burden, but as a gift, an infinite source of power and love, ready to transform everything it touches. You return to the world, but it now seems new, shiny, full of possibilities. Every step you take emanates light and intention, and you know with unshakable certainty that you are a being of violet fire, the purity that God desires. And with that flame, you transform not only the world around you, but also every soul you meet on your path. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. When you return to the world, the air around you feels more vibrant, almost electric. The colors are more intense, the sounds deeper, as if everything was tuned to the frequency of the violet flame that now pulses within you. Every step you take carries renewed purpose, and even the simplest actions seem infused with meaning. You look at your hands and notice a faint violet glow emanating from them. It is subtle but constant, like a reminder of the transformative energy that is now part of you. When you touch something, a flower, a rock, or even the wind passing by you, you feel an instant connection, as if the very essence of what you touch is being renewed. The world around you responds to your presence. People you meet along the way seem. At another point, you pass by a garden where the plants seem to be withering. Instinctively, you reach out your hand, and a faint puff of violet light flows from your fingers. The plants respond immediately, their leaves lifting and their flowers blooming with renewed vigor. The air fills with floral fragrances, and you feel a silent gratitude from the land itself. Over time, you realize that you don't need to look for opportunities to use the flame. They come to you. A crying child is calmed with a simple look. An argument between strangers ceases as you approach, your energy radiating peace. Even the animals seem drawn to you, approaching you with confidence, as if they know they are safe in your presence. But the power of the violet flame is not just for others. You realize that it also works within you, continually purifying and renewing. Situations that once caused you anxiety or fear now seem small, easily transformed into opportunities for growth. Old thought patterns dissolve, replaced by a clarity that guides you with firmness and compassion. One day, while walking along a quiet road, he feels a calling from within. You stop and close your eyes, allowing yourself to connect deeply with the flame. Instantly, you are transported to a vision, a large crystal room where dozens of other people are gathered. Each of them carries a violet light similar to yours, and you realize that you are not alone on this journey. These are other bearers of the flame, spread throughout the world, each fulfilling their role of transformation. They look at you with smiles of recognition, and one of them, a woman with eyes as bright as stars, approaches and says, "Welcome to the family of light. Together, we are the force that transforms the world." The vision slowly dissolves, but the sense of belonging remains. You know that even when it seems like you are alone, there is an invisible network connecting you to others like you. Over time, your flame becomes a natural part of who you are. It's not something you activate. It's something that just flows. You realize that you don't need to save the entire world. Every small interaction, every act of kindness, every positive thought you send is already part of a larger web of transformation. And so, you continue your journey, not in a hurry, but with purpose. Each day brings new opportunities to spread light, to transform what is heavy into light, to create harmony where there is chaos. And deep within you, you know that the violet flame will never go out. She is eternal, just like the love and strength she represents. You are the flame. You are the transformation. And as he walks through the world, he leaves a trail of light that guides others to discover the same divine fire within themselves. The entire universe seems to whisper with your every step. I am the violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. You are in a vast crystal hall. The walls glow in shades of violet and gold, reflecting a light that seems to come from an inner sun, as if the place were made of pure energy. Saint Germain appears in the center of the room, walking calmly, as if he had been waiting for you for centuries. He raises a hand, and a circle of violet flames erupts around him, dancing gently without burning. The air vibrates with heavenly music like chimes in the distance. He looks at you and says, "See, each flame here is a part of you that transforms." And then he whispers, "I am the energy that guides all change." In the center of the room, a fountain of crystal clear water appears, but instead of water, it pours liquid light. Saint Germain reaches out to you and guides your gaze to the fountain. "This is the essence of your soul," he says. You watch as he touches the liquid light, which immediately turns into spirals of color, rising through the air like a living dance. "Repeat after me," he continues. "I am unlimited in my creation." Suddenly, the hall expands, transforming into a starry sky. You are floating, surrounded by constellations that seem to pulse to the sound of Saint Germain's words. He points to a star that shines brightest and says, "That is your light. Never let it go out." And with a gentle gesture, he writes in the space, "I am the star of my journey." The moment the words come, you feel a warmth deep in your heart, as if every cell in your body is awakening. Saint Germain smiles and makes one last gesture. From the starry sky, petals of light emerge, slowly falling on you. He speaks softly, "I am the flame that purifies, renews, and inspires." Before disappearing, he places a violet crystal in her hands, saying, When you need strength, remember this moment. You are the creator, the transformer, and the infinite. You awaken with a crystal still pulsing in your mind, as if the dream had left an eternal mark on your soul. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity that God desires. You find yourself in a forest illuminated by an ethereal light that seems to spring from the air itself. The trees have golden leaves and trunks that shine in shades of violet. In the middle of this magical landscape, a man appears through the mist. He walks with calm steps, each movement radiating an energy that warms the heart. Saint Germain. He wears a long cloak of fabric that appears to be made of stars, shining in every fold with reflections of gold and silver. On his chest, there is a brooch in the shape of a violet flame, pulsing as if it had a life of its own. His face is serene, with eyes that seem to contain the secrets of the universe. His dark, slightly wavy hair frames a countenance that is both young and ancient, as if he exists outside of time. Saint Germain raises his hand, and a sphere of violet light appears, floating above his palm. He watches you with a gentle but deep smile, like someone who knows every pain and every dream in your heart. You are here because your soul asked for transformation, he says, his voice sounding like a perfect chord, resonating in the trees and the wind. He gestures for you to follow him, and as you walk through the forest, the ground beneath your feet shifts. Once earth, it is now translucent crystal, reflecting the heavens. In the reflection, you see not just the sky, but all versions of yourself, the past, the present, and something that appears to be your future. He stops and points to his reflection. Watch, he says. Everything you were, is, and will be, is here, waiting for your intention.